Well, Cranbrook is once again getting a taste of World War II history. Of course, a few years ago we had the B-17 bomber. Now we're getting the B-25 Mitchell bomber. We're on the tarmac here at the Canadian Rockies International Airport, and we're joined by Hans Dekkers.
Yes.
And we're also joined by Hans's two sons, Jason and Jesse. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit, but first tell me a little bit about the B-25 Mitchell.
Well, we're very excited to be able to bring it, James. The B-25 Mitchell is a very well-known plane from the Second World War. When the Americans were still neutral during the beginning of the Second World War, the Japanese did a surprise raid on Hawaii, on Pearl Harbor. And that was responded to by a declaration of war, of course. And then they did something incredibly, basically impossible. They took an aircraft carrier and parked that thing full with B-25s, which are not aircraft carrier type of airplanes. And they took it upon themselves to do a raid on Tokyo in Japan. And so they sailed and were able to do that uncovered or undiscovered and hit Tokyo right there in the heart of Japan.
How many planes of these are there around these days?
I can't tell you the exact figure, but we're talking less than 10 for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if it's less than 5. There's very few flying.
Now the plane's touching down July 14th.
Correct.
It's going to be here till the 17th, and people are going to be able to get on board?
Yeah, they have 4 days, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th of July, that they can come and visit it. There will also be seats both in the class notes of the plane as well as in the cutter positions. So people can go to the CranbrookAirshow.com website and they can book the seats right there. We just ask a little down payment to make sure that the booking is for real. And then we coordinate exactly the time that fits for the people, and we try to meet as many people's desires to fly.
Now, Hans, you seem to know a lot about these planes and a lot about the history. Where does the interest in planes come from for you?
That started when I was about this tall. Well, a little later, about 11 years old or so. I became just fascinated with flying, and Air Force welcomed me, and so I was trained in Canada actually, in Moose Jaw.
So when you have a father who's a pilot his whole career, what's it like being around planes all the time?
I don't know, it's neat to see the culture around them and the history of the planes and stuff like that.
You were here for the B-17 bomber. Are you excited to see the B-25 as well?
Yeah, it's a plane which I rarely see, so it's going to be nice to see.
And Jesse, you both like to do model airplanes. Just show us, you've got one on the ground there. Just tell us a little bit about that.
It's a B-25 scale model, and it's a model of the plane that's going to be coming to Cranbrook.
It's a miniature version of what we're going to see. So I guess bringing planes like the B-17 and the B-25 Mitchell is kind of like a mini air show in a way.
In a way it is. It's truly an event by itself, because it's of course fantastic to get these planes coming here and then that they actually come to Cranbrook. But it also keeps the Cranbrook Airshow alive and in people's minds. And that is very important, because we need the crowd when we pull the next one up, and for sure.
Right, Hans, well, thanks for joining us on Go Kootenays.
You're more than welcome, James.
Jason, Jesse.